Hi students, welcome to Project 2. The genre for Project 2 is the rhetorical analysis. Because rhetoric is the art of speaking and writing persuasively, in the rhetorical analysis, students write about how the text writes to persuade. So when you analyze how the author uses their rhetorical elements, pathos, logos, ethos, in their writing, you are essentially writing about writing. You may be asking yourself, why do I have to do this? And there is an answer, and it is an answer that weighs deeply on all of us, and that is because you matter. You are our most precious resource, students. It is your turn to enter life's ongoing conversations. It is your turn to pay attention and observe the rhetoric surrounding you. You will analyze its exigence. You will ask how it reaches its intended audience, and then you will weigh in. Your rhetoric counts. By working harmoniously, students, your rhetoric may address intersectional exigencies and unite in impactful solutions for our future. Again, this is the why. When it comes to the actual delivery of a rhetorical analysis, you have an introduction where you introduce the text, the author, their pertinent information, and then you will break the analysis into specific sections. Do captivate your audience, ply them with your unique tone, arm them with the necessary background information that allows them to meaningfully unpack these three areas of rhetoric: the exigence, the constraints, and the audience. Also, you identify and assess these appeals and deepen your discourse awareness. Areas of rhetorical analysis include the speaker, the occasion, the audience, the purpose, the subject tone, and those rhetorical appeals. The speaker refers to the person telling the story. Who is the speaker? Are you the speaker for this particular occasion? If so, what biases do you possibly bring? For example, is your topic a subject near and dear to your heart, like your favorite band? If so, what assumptions are possible defaults for you? Identify them. Occasion. The who, what, when, where, how, and why does this topic arise? Is there a band playing at UNC Chapel Hill and you want to go? The audience. Identify the author's audience. Apply effective rhetorical strategies. For example, you want to talk your college roommate into both driving and attending that concert with you. What examples, stories, and background information will you apply to persuade your roommate into saying yes? Perhaps, on the other hand, you are living at home and your audience is your parents, because you must persuade them that the concert is safe and essential to your life. How do your approaches shift when the audience shifts? Exigence. What is the purpose and motivator of this situation? Do you want to see your band? Do you hope that your roommate grows as spellbound as you are by the group and you go on the road? Is this particular concert held because they want to raise awareness and money for Tunes for Tots and you are a core member of this nonprofit organization? You may have more than one exigence or motivation driving you. Subject. What is the main topic of the text and what is its underlying message? Is the main topic, for example, a semester abroad, and the underlying message the risk versus reward agenda intended for your parents to give you permission? Perhaps friendship is your subject matter and the underlying message the reliable traits you understand a mature friendship includes. Is the main topic, for example, mental health, and the underlying message the steps one takes for consistent self-care as a college student? Tone. Identify your emotional appeals, facts, and credibility or ethos of the text. Discuss the strengths and weaknesses of their rhetoric. When examining the tone, consider logical fallacies and locate them. Identify and explain them. There may not be any logical fallacies. If there are, unpack them so you understand the author's intent. When it comes to the rhetorical analysis format, you typically deliver it in three sections: an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. Again, in the introduction, you hook your audience with a quote, a fact, or a story, and then you define and describe the nature of the text. Provide the subject, the occasion, the audience, purpose, and background information so readers understand who and what is at stake. Let's say you saw Barbie, and this rhetorical occasion allows you opportunity for discourse about the movie and its layered messages. You cannot assume your readers saw the film, so summarizing the film will equip your readers with a knowledge base deep enough to understand your analysis of the many social issues at stake in the film. Your synopsis allows everyone an opportunity to follow your analysis of the text. In the body, you will assess your subject matter through exigence, audience, and rhetorical constraints. Again, exigence is the problem, the event, or the action that motivates people in the first place. Exigence impacts us in many ways. You may have multiple motivators, and the author of the text you study may also have multiple motivators. The film writer, the film crew may have multiple motivators. Address what is at stake, what inspires or captivates, and identify why communication is needed. In the conclusion, you invite your audience to attend that concert, to research toxic masculinity, to read The Tempest, to study in the solarium, to ask a librarian for help, to utilize the writing center, or find an organization of interest. In other words, you do impress something upon your reader to invite them into the occasion. Invite them to get out there and see Barbie or write their own next episode. Remember, your impactful conclusion does leave your reader with contemplative information. This discourse allows everyone a place so humanity grows and moves forward together. Notice that I am editing as I go, and I tell you this so you realize how helpful reading aloud one's work is. You'll catch areas that aren't fluid, areas that are redundant. I'm noticing a few places that I could edit down. And you'll do the same. Format. Write an MLA format, quote your primary source, and any secondary sources you include. You will need a works cited page for this paper, students. At the least, your works cited will include the primary source that you are taking apart. So let's again return to Barbie. Your primary source would be the movie, and you would have to cite that in your works cited page. You may want to look at other movie reviews of Barbie and quote what the people out there are saying. You would add them to your works cited page. Keep track of each source you use. I'm happy to help you in crafting the works cited. I will post another video on creating your works cited page and how one goes about that these days. The rules are ever evolving. They are as quick as the trends on TikTok. So do your best. Don't worry about the rest. The length I suggest is 3 to 5 pages. I do not want you throwing in word salad just to reach those 5 pages. Just do your best. Again, no more, no less. If you would like a suggestion for your topic for Project 2, I have listed my areas of interest right now, or topics that I proposed for the rhetorical analysis before I came to the conclusion that I should let you choose your own topics. So Maya Angelou's Finding My Voice on YouTube is very resonant. It is a strong selection for rhetorical analysis because her audience is obvious. The topic is relevant. She utilizes ethos, pathos, and logos in her delivery. She does have specific rhetorical constraints because this is being delivered through a video. So it's a successful way to navigate the different elements that are in a rhetorical analysis. Margaret Atwood's Morning in the Burned House is a poem posted for you in poets.org. So the audience is anyone that is online that has access to the poem. Next, Maya Angelou spoke at Appalachian State University in 2013. She was life-changing. And Jacqueline Fendley recorded some of it and posted it for you. Do take the time to check this out. Tied in with Maya Angelou is Amanda Gorman. She spoke at the inaugural address, and I think you would really, this was her poem, The Hill We Climb, for that inaugural address. And she followed in the footsteps of Maya Angelou, who followed in the footsteps of Robert Frost. So the trend here, as you can tell, is finding the way these poets really impact change. And Amanda talks to you about the one piece of advice that changed her life. This is very strong and relevant for the rhetorical analysis, and she's in your time. She is your peer. You may want to find out what she has to say. And then she talks about poems that she'd like you to read, and one of them is specifically I Too Sing America. So I have Langston Hughes' original reading, and then another one that was produced by another university, and all of the students are reading it. If you want to go in another direction, you could select any of the comics that Matthew Inman posts on his Oatmeal site. If you're into science fiction, Isaac Asimov's The Last Question is a compelling short story. Stephen King, What Writing Is provided for those of you that are out there that are seeking an author-based lifestyle. I think you'll appreciate him. And then there's also Ryan Morris, who wrote his own op-ed about Maya Angelou's evening at App State. You may want to read that and assess it. Let's say you're looking for a lifting poem, go read Mary Oliver's Wild Geese. And I have also included the rhetorical analysis handout at the University Writing Center because you must read it in order to further understand what a rhetorical analysis is, and you may want to analyze the analysis directions. We also have Brett Zawilski, and his piece, Rhetoric in Situations Like Peanut Butter and Jelly on the Medium, is a brilliant example of successful rhetoric that utilizes its tone, its exigence, the rhetorical constraints of the occasion to deliver a message meaningfully. You may want to go directly here. And then he also keeps his audience in mind with the shallow is something I can possibly throw out into the world, the illusion and despair of short gains. And strong choice too for analysis. Now with this project too, week 8, you need to read the text you select, the directions I provided for you here, as well as the rhetorical analysis directions that are the University Writing Center handout. Please watch the Oatmeals. You're not going to believe what I'm about to tell you. Check out the elements of the rhetorical triangle. Activities, I want you to go into this week's discussion forum and share the topics you select for analysis with your peers. You do not have to pick any of the topics I offer to you. You may select something of your own. And then in terms of your weekly response, I do want to see you read your Project 2 topic selection, your exigence, why are you choosing this, and give me access to the topic. So if you're sharing a concert you went to or a favorite song, lead me there, please. Next week is fall break. So you have part of the week off. In the latter part of the week, please write your downdraft and your updraft. And week 10, we will conduct a peer workshop and you will turn in your dental draft. Enjoy rhetorical analysis. I hope everybody's doing really well. Reach out to me if you need me. Thank you.